Day 1. Origin Day. The Ingression began on the day of the alchemist's experiment, what some called a night of epiphany, others called a calamity. Day 2. Aurora. Exogenous radiance refracted into a spectrum of light, bathing the world in a blanket of color. Day 3. Beware. The patron issued a warning to his scattered Magnus, then disappeared. Day 4. Calling. The listener did what he did best as the interpreter spoke. The broken Magnus must reform. Day 5. Dream. The Shapers emerged from portals in the Valley of the Dead and other enlightened sites. Day 6. Exhume. The anti-Magnus cult deployed the Shonen Stone at the Peshawar anomalous zone. Day 7. Future. Humanity hurtled past the Darsana Point, lighting the way for the Nazir. All who remained in Nazir territory were subjected to mandatory cybernetic augmentation. Post-humanity by fiat. Day 8. God. For the first time since the exogenous period, the gods walked the earth. Day 9. Hex. The trickster's mind palace collapsed, and her ability to traverse the portal network was stolen. Day 10. Internment. The interpreter fell into the hands of the Shapers. Day 11. Journey. Against insurmountable odds, the listener liberated the interpreter from the exogenous. Day 12. Kaleidoscope. A wave of XM fractured the Western Hemisphere, expanding the disaster of Epiphany Night to a global scale. Day 13. Lost. The visionary watched in horror as his unwitting followers fulfilled what had been their purpose all along, to be consumed by the Shapers of the world. Day 14. Mission. Ironically, it was the unbeliever, the skeptic, that rescued the visionary from the beings he had once worshipped as deities. Day 15. Rebellion Day. At an untraceable location, the humanists assembled the alchemist, skeptic, and visionary. They reconciled their differences and laid the groundwork for a rebellion. Day 16. Nemesis. The trickster turned up next, the interpreter and listener close behind. From the remorse of these 7, Nemesis was born, bound to stop all that would repeat their hubris. Day 17. Omniscient. The omniscient vowed their aid, but found trust among the others in short supply. Day 18. Patron. Their errant patron re-emerged, of body and mind divided, not fully functional, nor fully indisposed. Day 19. Quantum. Too late to save their own world. The catalyst erected barriers to prevent exogenous ingression in another. Day 20. Resonance. Nemesis found that the resonance was the key to the exogenous requiem. Day 21. Spectrum. The spiritualist resisted mandatory augmentation, breaking free of the Nazir. He then devised a runic language based on the exogenous spectrum. Day 22. Tessellation. The dreamer returned from the Valley of the Dead, the secret to the equation in her grasp. It was she who first informed Nemesis of the tessellation. Day 23. Undine. A courier from a distant node emerged, with knowledge indispensable to the fight to come, that of the Undine and remote participation. Day 24. Vesture. To avoid being tracked down by the exogenous, each member of the Nemesis Magnus designed a disguise. Day 25. War. The Nazir and Shapers clashed for territory. The humans were as ants to stomping giants. Day 26. Kai. On the verge of mutually assured destruction, the Shapers and the Nazir came to an accord. The Shapers claimed dominion over the West, and the East went to the Nazir. Day 27. Year. For each group, the exogenous year became 13 months instead of 12. Day 28. Zeal. The exogenous ingression came to an equilibrium, but the damage had been done. Nemesis had lost their world, but they would not lose the next battleground, the world called Osiris.